ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the School Science. My name is Luke, and this is the Everton Stadium update for the 11th of the 11th, 2023. Now, this video is a rather bittersweet one, to be honest. So, today we actually managed to get all around the stadium nice and easily. We were able to get some nice shots for the west stand, a nice couple of shots for the south stand. Again, a nice decent shot here of the east stand and the fan plaza, and a great shot for the north stand. But unfortunately, the bitter part is it did kind of come at the cost of the Mavic Mini. So what had happened is managed to get every single one of the shots that I needed to get, bringing it back, and as I was pretty much close to landing it, it just decided to flop. I can't properly explain it, but it was quite literally, I'm watching the thing coming in towards me as it's returning to home, and then all of a sudden it just drops out of the air. There was just no warning, no navigation errors or anything like that. It just dropped, and I cannot explain why. I'm fortunate enough that where it landed, it came to, no one was damaged, no one was hurt, should I say. No property was damaged. It just landed on a tarmac in puddle, and I was able to just collect it with no issues, and the footage was safe, thankfully. But I am very, very, very upset that we have lost the first Mavic Mini. This thing was very important to the channel just because we've been able to get up in the air, we've been able to get the footage, and we've seen Bramley Moor go from basically being a wet hole in the ground to like 70% of a stadium now. We've got seats going in, we've got all of the four corners are pretty much done, all the roof is pretty much done apart from the cladding. Everything about it is so close to being finished, and I was hoping to see this drone all the way through to the end, but unfortunately, that is not going to be the case. It is very heartbreaking. We will probably be looking at trying to get a replacement at some point in the future, but at this point in time, it's looking to probably be a couple of months to, if a couple of weeks to maybe a month before we can get a replacement sorted out, just due to cost and everything. But I digress. Let's get on to talking about the stadium. So you've probably seen there in the east stand and the fan plaza, we've got a decent amount of work that's been done to it. So the nice little club shop outside the Bramley Moor, more glass is going in there. We've got a lot of glass around the mid-terrace area. And they're working a lot on the fan plaza as well as the hydraulic tower and the engine room. Now, as we're looking over the east stand at the moment and slowly peeking into the west stand, we can't see too much of a change in all honesty. It's just pretty much more glass going in around the east stand, south stand. And it just looks like a lot of groundwork getting prepped for potentially the Everton walk, well, the Everton way, I think they called it. That going in, apparently they are extending it, so chances are where it was going to probably be just for the perimeter of the south stand, it's probably going to expand into the east stand and the west stand, possibly. I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe they're going to extend it from being like just like a giant block area of the south stand all the way from edge to edge and then slightly overlapping. I can't confirm 100%, but it's going to be great to see just because there's going to be a lot more personalised message, a lot more tributes to family members, friends and everything like that. So that's one we can keep an eye out for. Now, regarding the south stand, looking over it from this point of view, we can see a couple of seats there. I think I can see 3 or 4 seats over there in the north stand. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. There's a little bit of a little shade of blue there. I'm sorry, who am I kidding? Who am I absolutely kidding? The entirety of the north stand's top terrace is now done. There are parts of the east stand's top terrace that are getting done at the moment. And I do believe they're going to actually get the entirety of the east stand done before they go to the south stand and then to the west stand. So let's just keep watching at that, because that is a great little piece of progress to see. And from what I've been told, they are going to stay wrapped until the site is complete. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like it's a little bit early for them to actually be putting the seats in, but I should not complain. It's a nice little piece to have a look at and one as a marker for people's progress to see how the stadium's coming along. But overall, that's a nice little touch. I'm really happy to see them getting put into place. Now, regarding the stadium as a whole, we are progressing as smoothly as we can. I know a lot of people have been getting emails from Everton, I believe, giving updates saying when well, update regarding seating and everything. Now, myself, I haven't received this yet, but I will probably be making it clear to them that I want to stay in the south stands, just because that is pretty much, it's going to be your lower Gladys and upper Gladys. That's going to be your Gladys Street, because you're going to have the 13,000 seats all on one terrace. That is where all the diehard fans are. It is going to be the blue wall that all away teams are going to fear. Well, I hope they fear. But a lot of work that has been done in there is designed similar to how Borussia Dortmund's is. So we're going to hopefully have that sort of intimidating mentality when it comes to that part of the stadium in particular. Now, quickly over the west stand at the moment, you can see there's been a nice little bit of development for the staircase and everything. So that is what I'm going to try and keep an eye on out for in the future. How I'm going to do that without a drone, I don't know, but we'll figure that one out as time goes on. But we're going to actually bring ourselves a little further back now. So we're going to have a quick look now on as a whole. So you can actually see the seats there over in the back of the east stand. So as again I said, the top terrace. There's an awful lot of seats there. Don't let just like the solid blue fool you. There's quite a few seats just there alone. I couldn't give you an exact number because I haven't really looked at it. But there is a lot of seats. There is a massive amount of seats. Just think. It's 52,880 seats all in total. Not taking into account the safe stands and everything like that, but there's 52,880 seats. That's a lot more than the 39,000 and odd that we have at Goodison Park. It's a significant bump up. And hopefully if safe stands and everything gets approved, they are going to be increasing it to roughly around 62,000. So I do believe we will actually pip ourselves slightly over Anfield, taking that into account, because this stadium will be purpose-built with that in mind. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, how are they going to do it so they can get it from 52,800 odd to 62,000 if it's meant to be one-to-one? That's the thing about it. When it comes to safe standard, it doesn't have to be one-to-one. It's something, it can be something like 1 to 1.25 or 1 to 1.5 when it comes to safe stands, and you can actually have a few more people when it comes to that. So that's one thing you got to look into in the more broader picture. When safe standing comes in, the stadium's built for that, especially around the north stand and the south stand. It is built for the safe standing in mind, and it's going to be great to have those few thousand more. Now, I do believe cup competitions, it might actually be not allowed, but time will tell in that regard. Now, looking over the north stand, to say the truth, the main thing that I'm seeing right now with the north stand compared to last week's video, it's just more glasses going in where the back screen is. Now, it'll be interesting to see what the airflow is like regarding that, because when I went to the West Ham Stadium, well, the London Stadium, the one thing that I had, there was a slight gripe about that, was any wind that was blowing on our side of the stadium, it came through almost like a little bit of a wind tunnel effect, and you got a rather cool draft come in from the very back of the stadium, even though it's meant to be an enclosed point at the back. To be honest, I say enclosed, it was, you could still see it. It was like a mesh at the very back, so the wind was still getting in. So I'm hoping this has a bit more wind isolation, because it is a massive nuisance when you are standing there and all of a sudden you get a big backdraft hit you, and especially when it's cold coming from the north, that will be a rather brutal wind to sort of face. But overall, I'm really, really happy to see how the stadium is progressing, and I'm really sorry about what's happened regarding the drone. I'm absolutely devastated about it. I hope we're able to get a new one sorted sooner rather than later, because I really do enjoy making these videos. I really enjoy making content for you guys to watch and see the developments of something that is going to be a massive part of Liverpool's history as a whole. But these sorts of things happen, in all honesty. It's an unfortunate glitch with the drone that unfortunately cost it. But anyway, guys, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. As I said, I'm going to endeavour to try and get a new drone sorted out as soon as possible. But I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. Take care and peace.